Hello and welcome back to EGL13. My name is Tony and I am here with Benson. Got a good game coming up here. TEC taking on Epsilon, and straight from the bat, I'm going to go in predictions.
Wow, you don't mess around.
Oh no, I'm straight
I've missed
in
you.
Thanks.
I have missed you.
Thank you. Do you mean it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
from my heart.
Okay. Give me your predictions, man. Come on.
I'm going to say
I think
upset, TEC win 3-2.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Epsilon
3-1.
No, 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1.
I'm going to be bold and say 3-0.
Really?
I cannot see past Epsilon. Very, very strong at the minute. I think, TCM off the back of their strong MLG performance.
Right.
Epsilon have got some sort of things to prove at the minute, I think, because obviously TCM finishing in a stronger position than them. They'll sort of think themselves, right, okay, we need to do something about that because everyone's talking about TCM at the minute.
That's true. I actually spoke to Marky B as well. And I was asking, what do you think is going to happen in this game? He said, hey, of course, you have to favour Epsilon, but pickup teams can sometimes just throw that curveball at you where you have no idea. Because, they've not scrimmed against this team. They don't know how they play in any of the three game types. So, realistically speaking, anything could happen. You see there on your screens the TEC lineup, obviously Jake, Flux, Lewis, and Excellence as well.
It could go either way because I think, especially with pickup teams, as you said, it can be one of them things where they just completely do random things.
Right.
It's like, if you've ever been to a team, you don't like playing against pickups because they don't do the things that normal people do.
Exactly.
They can just be like, well, you could go there maybe, and maybe you could go that way. Let's see what happens. And sometimes it pulls off.
I mean, it all comes down to winning those individual gunfights more likely than not. And fun fact for you here, Ton, and for everyone watching, I'm not sure if you know this, but Jake and Jerd head-to-head. Jake has won 4 times, Jerd has won once. Just throwing that little gem of info out there. I mean, I know that's kind of irrelevant when you look at this game, but still, hey, he has that record.
He wants to hold on. He wants to make that 5-1. That's England-Germany score.
Well, you just had to bring that up.
Yeah, I know. It's not really relevant.
No, it's really... I mean, I know we played FIFA earlier on, but let's not go down that road. As you
No,
can see Epsilon on your screens. You've got Tommy, Swanee, Josh, and, of course, Jerd. Such a dominant lineup. They
very
really
colour coordinated. The headsets, everything.
They really are. It's kind of 10 out of 10 for ton style tips.
Yeah, I would go with that. But, of course, these guys been together a little while now.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of chopping and changing between the Epsilon lineup, hasn't there?
There really has. I mean, but then you think about it over the past couple of years, or even over the past year, the top couple of teams in Europe really have consisted mainly of the same couple of players. Yeah. Just changing, as you said, like chopping.
There's one that comes in here and there. And
curveball.
I mean, realistically, Jerd hasn't been part of the scene as long as the rest of them.
True.
He's sort of... Not that he's new, because he has been around a little while now, but he's the newest one in there, and it's all chopped and changed. Like between the two top teams, TCM and Epsilon basically they traded. It's like a wife swap but COD.
Wife swap but COD. That's the best analogy of all time.
Yeah, I think it went down well actually.
I heard a big laugh from the crowd.
I did. I don't know if they were laughing at me or with me.
We'll take it. We'll take it. But I mean, you look at the TEC lineup as well, and you have a player like Excellence. I mean, one of the most achieved players in the world, really. Second most in Europe specifically, but such a dominant player. But then he hasn't really done much on this game. He was obviously at COD Champs playing with the Brazilians. That was about it. We haven't seen... This is his first actual event, bar COD Champs, so... Yeah. He's going to have maybe a couple of cobwebs to brush off.
Potentially, he's one of these guys who tends not to come in there straight away. He tends to be...
Yeah, he does.
I'll just let them all have a head start and then we'll see what we can do from there. So, I mean, he sets himself a challenge, if anything. But, we'll see what happens because he's that caliber of player that can do something on his day. And what? He could light up this main stage right now if he's on his game. Whether he's or not, whether his team can back him up. I mean, the rest of the team, you can't put anything past them. Flux and Jake. Big hitters in the scene
so
as well.
Just looking at the screen, you may see Jake
with
a yellow thing. I want to go to the TEC picture there. So the sweat is going to be real. The headband is on for Flux. He's not messing around.
That's
Jake's struggling with his right now, but it's yellow. He's repping obviously Brazil, so that's going to make Nick happy. So the team chemistry-wise for TEC is going to be very, very good at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's like the Karate Kid, but
not.
For me, the length of the back of the headband is not good.
He does need to extend the length.
Oh, the extend or shorten? I would say shorten if anything.
I would say extend it.
I mean, then he would look a bit gangster if anything.
Exactly, and that's the look. He needs to strike fear into the opposition's heart.
He looks like a male member of ABBA at the minute.
A little member of ABBA.
A male member, yes.
Wow.
I mean,
I think we need to see that picture photoshopped onto an ABBA album. Meanwhile, the ever so professional Epsilon just sat there, just chilling. Tommy's just doing his hair. That's about as much we're going to see really from those guys. And obviously Swanee with a good old bottle of Evian.
It's gonna be one of them games, I think.
Yeah.
You know, the headbands are out. I hope it's a laugh because I mean it's always nice to see a bit of a giggle.
It's kind of what Chris was talking about in that interview. You know, there's no pressure on this team from the organisation, from himself. He just wants the guys to go out, have fun, and I feel like this is a group of players when if they're having fun while they're playing, they're going to play their best Call of Duty, if that makes sense. You know, they're not going to have that pressure on their shoulders, and they could come out and really surprise everyone here.
They could. I just think that. Epsilon's their caliber is too much. I think the way they are together, I think it's just going to be too much.
But then the question begs, you know, when I interviewed Swizz earlier on in the day, 360 and Xbox One, you know, the difference between the two, and obviously chopping and changing so much. Epsilon, you know, they were obviously just at MLG, obviously Xbox One, but they seem to play a little bit better on the 360. I think it's fair to say so. Yeah. Problems I think for TEC there, but still, you know, this TEC lineup. They've only really been playing on the 360, but I believe first game is going to be underway. It's going to be domination on Octane Ton.
Yes, and the rest of the maps, if you want me to run through them, I'm going to have a quick look because I can't remember them. Search and Destroy on Freight, a Warhawk Blitz, Strike Zone Domination, and Octane Search and Destroy is going to be the last one. If we get that far, it is the best out of 5. Of course, we're going to get into the game.
I want to play Strike Zone.
Huh?
I want to play Strike Zone.
You want to play Strike Zone?
Yeah.
What do you think that would be like, Strike Zone?
It'd be like Strike Zone with Dome.
With a dome or a dome?
No, Dome from Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, that
you
was
mix
dumb.
them together. See, there we go. We're revolutionising esports. Get Activision and Infinity Ward on the phone. We have a new DLC lined up.
You know that little loading bay? I want to pull it for 4-piece live on stream on that one. Me. None of these pros. Big Chrissy T.
I remember my first stream too.
Let's start again.
Yeah, we'll dive straight into the action. Who do you want to check out first?
You can't look past Tommy. I think
Tommy?
You know, he's one of these guys who is just going to cause a lot of problems for TEC. Let's have a look at the lineup. Danger's obviously going to be Jerd, having some problems with the gamer tags on this side of things at the minute. But on board with Tommy straight from the off. Obviously, both home flags being captured, and both teams are going to set up for B.
Yep. A couple of gunfights already happening down that left-hand side, but Lewis and Jake are going to pick up a couple of kills for TEC. Josh goes down as well, so that's actually going to leave Swanee all by himself, but Swanee in the blue box head glitch, well, that's never easy to take him off, but the nade flies in, and this is a good start for TC. They're actually on that B flag as well, so Tommy now needs to actually go big, and TEC are going to grab that B flag straight off the bat. They are not wasting any time. Lewis is 4-1 off the break, so a great start for him. I want to have a look at his screen.
I mean, Lewis has been an unknown entity to me. I think, you know, he hasn't necessarily been in and around the top teams. He's sort of been there or thereabouts, but he's never really been up there to this sort of level. Good start from him at 4-1. He's defending B very, very well. Epsilon need to book up their ideas. 1 minute gone, and TEC are well into the lead.
Meanwhile, Jake has those 2 caps, capped home, cap B, but 4 players go down. And I'm going to say thank you very much. We're going to 3 cap B. As 1 player pushes all the way through that flag, that's going to be theirs for the taking. And now TEC need to try and get that Bravo flag back under their control.
Well, this is what we're going to expect from Epsilon if they do lock things down. I can imagine it's going to be very hard for TEC to get back into it, but Tommy shot through the smoke, couldn't even see him. On board with him, Remington in hand, and they are holding this down very effectively. We have Oracle mode enabled, obviously, and somebody is pushing through there. Was Flux just about missed him. Does get shut down, though, in the back of Lewis. Josh picking up a kill onto JKF. Flux has some work to do. Currently trying to push through this garage. Needs to have a look at B. We're going to jump on board with Josh, though, and they're having a look to keep all their own flag, but that's a good work by TC. Pushing on for A, released a little bit of tension at B. They should be able to grab that. Yep, Josh is going to try and get there, but actually B neutral. TC jump on it. Josh has a couple of plays in front of him, picks up 1, but couldn't find the second. And TC once again with control. And Lewis, 7-3. He really is the play to watch. He's actually made his way all the way towards the A flag. And TEC have held B as well, so this could be a trip cap here. Epsilon could be in some real danger in this first side turn. Well, 3 minutes remaining. Grenades come raining in. Swanee eventually does pick that one up. And then there you go. The overextension has punished TEC just a little bit. They need to be very, very careful here. They've lost B. They will not get a hold of A. They could potentially lose C. And that is the sort of power that Epsilon have. If they overextend TEC, which, I mean, obviously in that situation they had to push for it. They did have a couple down. It was necessary. But at the same time, they get a little bit too pushed forward. They lose everyone at the same time. And Swanee just catches them with his pants down a little bit there. But I was saying, overextend just a little bit. Epsilon will punish you. Dinge, well, not Dinge, sorry, it is actually going to be Jerd picking up the 2 pieces there. Josh shutting down Jake. Lewis coming in there with a kill. And Josh Swanee shutting down Lewis. And normal play has been resumed as Epsilon take the lead. Yeah, Jerd's made his way all the way towards C. Tried to go for the sneaky little capture and neutralize there, but
Didn't happen that time, but very close game with 2 minutes left of the first side. Tommy, meanwhile, is going to have a couple of players in front of him. Only managed to pick up one. Josh is there, cleanup crew, but TEC are on B, and Josh goes to the challenge, and TEC again are going to get control of B. Fantastic stuff, really, from them. Obviously, it's worth mentioning, if you are new to competitive Call of Duty, this is really a pickup team. It's just been made really very, very recently. And
essentially,
Epsilon, a very, very dominant European team. Obviously, they've been over at MLG events, and they've played pretty well. Not had the results they've really been looking for, but still represented Europe quite nicely. But for me, Excellence, 3-10 right now, needs to step things up just a little bit, help his teammate, or his teammates out, I should say.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you're doing that with a teammate doing not so well, it can be encouraging, but it can be a bit discouraging, because obviously you think to yourself, okay, 3v4, we're doing pretty well. If he can step this up, we're going to look pretty good here. But it can also linger in your mind, if he doesn't step things up and Epsilon do, we're in trouble. Right. If he can step that up, really help out his teammates to extend that lead that they are currently building, 2 points at the minute, then you can see TEC doing something here. At the moment, they are in the lead. I just wanted to point out this play from Josh. Had him highlighted there for the past couple of seconds. He neutralized C and then just lay there for a long time, waiting to see if anyone from TEC was going to drop back, but nobody did. However, now Epsilon are going to try and jump on that B flag. It's going to be neutral for now, but I did not expect it to be this close, I'll be honest with you, Ton. 66 to 62 with 40 seconds left. And that is, of course, actually in favor of TEC. So as long as that B flag stays neutral now, TEC are going to be getting to the second side in the lead. Well, they're playing it very, very well. Josh going to try and do something about this. Yes, 3-man do actually go down from TEC. I think it's Jake who was last alive. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything about it. We may actually see a 3-cap in motion here in the final few seconds, which will definitely help Epsilon out and will definitely catch them up, I would imagine, if they can't get this one down. And yes, it will. It will probably put them in the lead if they can hold it. There comes the 3-cap, and it's one of those things. If you do lose the 3-cap in this one, it is very, very hard to get back. Yeah, the spawns aren't exactly very nice to you. If you do get trip cap, you'll see Jake in the last couple of seconds. Well, it's amazing how it was just a very close game, and now it's an 8-point lead in favor of Epsilon. I mean, obviously, still a close game, but wasn't as close as you can. And that just shows you, when it comes down to the trip caps, it can just change in an absolute heartbeat. Fantastic play from Josh, really pushing through to get that A flag and lock down that trip cap in the last 20 seconds or so. And as we said, that's going to give now an 8-point lead in favor of Epsilon. Yeah, of course, if you give Epsilon an inch, they'll take a mile, because that's exactly what happened there. They got the 3-cap. Well, they got a chance for the 3-cap. Josh locked it down, single play on his own. I mean, he ran all the way from C all the way around A and locked it down. I mean, he's just doing the objective work fantastically well. Suddenly, a little bit of a lead for TEC just turned into a little bit of a lead for Epsilon as we go in the second half. Starting things off a bit passive from both teams here. Yeah, both teams know the importance of this first B cap. And Tommy sitting on 17 kills. He's trying to put himself into a position where he can realistically just slay down TEC. There is a player just to his left-hand side. That is Excellence highlighted on that mini-map. And Excellence is going to get taken down by Tommy. Nicely done from him. Neutralized A. A has been neutralized, you're right, as well as that. Look at this play over at C. This is going to be Flux. He's going to pick up one. May say a triple neutralization. Flag, yeah, back to square one, done. Well, it does look as if TEC are making a move on to B now. Jake's going to come in there, do some work onto that as well. And they do have some sort of control. He needs to stay alive, though. Tommy does take out Excellence. Could have done with staying alive. Shot's going to come in there, and Flux is going to come in with a clutch grenade. B is going to be captured, as is C by TEC, and they're going to get a hold of that advantage, but they are behind. Now, this is realistically the play that needs to come in. You need to see Jake stay alive here. He's going to have a couple of players running straight towards him, and Jared shuts him down instantly, and that's going to leave a couple of players from TEC completely out of position. Now it's going to be down to Flux to realistically make a hero play on B flag. He jumps, he gets the kill, keeps the B flag under TEC control, and that was a huge individual play from him. Kobe nade as well. He's looking for the third over at blue box. Is he going to find it? Picks up the assist instead, but there's only 2 players left for Epsilon who have just spawned out bottom motel. Flux really starting to heat up, it feels like. Just watching his screen, still players all around him. He's going to pick up another kill on Swanee. One more still, bottom motel, but you can see they're going for the trip cap, and another couple of kills there for Flux. He's shooting bodies as well, and the trip cap is now in for TEC. Well, there you go, switching it right around to what happened to them in the final few seconds of that first half. Flux on the 7th streak at the moment, really heating up here on the main stage. Can they keep a hold of this for just a little while? They are still behind, but only momentarily as that timer does tick over. Oh, they're my Flux! Into the lead, and Flux coming in there with a headshot. Oh, the nades! TEC holding it down so well here. Epsilon a little bit shell-shocked, I think. Yeah, completely. This has just happened pretty much out of nowhere, and it's mainly come from Flux on a 9-point streak. Epsilon still struggling to get that home flag, and Flux is still there. Can actually pick up another couple of kills. There's one. Oh, finally goes down. Josh with the nade, but ton damage has been done. 109 to 96 with 2 minutes 41 still to play. TEC in full control of this game. Now I'm curious to see how are Epsilon going to fight back. Well, If anyone's going to fight back, it's going to be Epsilon as we momentarily get 3 men down from TEC. They're going to move in on B. Excellence picks up with 2-piece though. He says no. Very, very well played by him. Just held things down. His teammates have respawned. Excellence picking up his game. You know what? It isn't the kills you get, it's the important ones you get. But Epsilon shutting them down the minute. Fox is last one alive momentarily. He is still defending B, doing ever so well. He's just about going to get there as well. Clutch players left, right, and centre from TEC is putting them in the lead by 20 points with 2 minutes to go.
Flux having a sensational game. Some massive, massive hero plays being made and succeeded. Meanwhile, Swanee over on Team Epsilon. This is where it gets difficult now. You need to start thinking about, do we potentially push that home flag? You see just great defense thanks to Oracle mode. You can see exactly how TEC are playing it, but 2 players do go down, and Swanee now behind enemy line, so to speak, is going to slay out, and Epsilon do have a chance here of capping that B flag, but there is a player bomb broken. Is he going to pick up the kills? It's Jake, but no.
Such a clutch grenade by Swanee there to shut him down. B does go in Epsilon's hands.
So with 1 minute 36 seconds left, it's 134 to 109. Comeback is possible, but we are going to need to see Epsilon just get a little bit more aggressive if they are going to have any chance of doing it. And I think TEC are going to recognize that, and I expect to see both teams really change their game style. As Tommy pushing towards this bottom broken side now. Very, very aggressive. Up close and in TEC's base, but what you don't want to see really is TEC turtle someone overextending towards potentially the opposition flag. You know, if Flux here can try and get on A, that would be huge for them.
Yeah, it might just relieve that little bit of pressure that they need to push on to B. There is somebody up top in apartments. That's going to be Jed. He's going to shut down Flux there. Very important kill, but loose.
This is the play from Josh.
Here we go. Josh is not going to do that. Didn't manage to neutralize. So still in the court for TEC to maybe do something about this, but at the moment they are in the lead and they need to continue doing something about it, because at the moment the way things are, if I have a look, Epsilon will not be able to come back unless they get a 3-piece.
Tommy needs to go big on the B flag, doesn't do it. 3 players go down. That's going to leave Josh up momentarily, but now he has so much work to do on the B flag. It's not looking good. TEC out of nowhere, completely just momentum from nowhere. Jake's jumping up and down. The headband of peace. He drops his headset in the excitement. Flux as well, getting pumped up. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but TEC have just taken game number 1.
Well, there you go. I mean, you said it. You know, pickup teams can do this sort of thing. They can be a little bit unpredictable.
I mean, there's unpredictable, but
they went in with they went in a little bit negative into the second half. They were down by. Well, at one point
8 points. It was 8 points down, and then they lost control of B. It was overall around about 12, 13
the
points.
Headbands are a factor.
And then Flux just lit up the main stage by himself, a 9-point spree, picking up clutch kills on B flag, huge play on A, and well, TEC have the lead.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's those sort of caliber players that can do that sort of thing. They may not necessarily have the teamwork and the strats locked down, but when players are making them sort of plays, you don't need them. Yeah. Essentially, you can just go in there and go.
I mean, excellence, exactly. Like,
I mean, you drop 13 kills and they still won. So, I mean, Epsilon need to assess their game plan here because it's not working.
I wish we could listen into what Epsilon was saying during that game, because
there will be many swears, I think.
Yeah, a couple of beeps maybe would have come in here and there, but absolute surreal game 1 in this series. You know, what was the next map you said? It was going to be S&D Freight, was it?
Yes.
So Search and Destroy Freight is going to be up next. You know, we made the point that pickup teams sometimes do things which completely random and you know, teams can't really predict. Search and Destroy is one of those game types where you're really going to highlight that. So
oh, yeah.
With TEC winning the domination, honestly, in this S&D, anything could happen. We could be seeing a huge upset here, Tom.
Potentially, but we will see if that is actually going to be the case. Just after this break, we'll be with you. S&D Freight is coming up next.